It is officially their worst run of form for some 71 years. And Dawes, you've watched their last couple of games with us, midweek soccer special, PSV, and of course a week ago you were watching them, that defeat to your old team, Nottingham Forest, at Anfield. Are they now as a team broken?
Completely. And I think Arne Slot has to strip everything back and get back to basics and try and get the best out of these players. And I'm not talking about quality. We know there's quality in there. I'm talking about running harder than the opposition, tackling harder than the opposition, putting everything on the line to keep the ball out the back of that net. I watched them a week ago against Nottingham Forest, and for the first 30 minutes, they were brilliant. They thought this is the Liverpool that I expect to be seeing. Then in the blink of an eye, a goal goes in for Nottingham Forest. Murillo scores it. Another set piece, being so poor. Virgil gets the first contact, it falls. And from that moment, they just never responded. And that, for me, is a team that is short of confidence, it's short of belief. And you just see them, they are down on their knees. And it was exactly the same in midweek against PSV. And we're talking about a team going to Anfield in the Champions League and getting beat 4-1, humiliated. And it was like that last week. You know, they're always in the game, but defensively they're just so easy to play against. And the conceded goal in midweek against PSV after 7 minutes, and I'm thinking, wow, I sat before it and I thought they'd get back to winning ways. But what happened if they went behind? And that happened. And they responded really well. For 40 minutes of that first half, they got the goal, got back into it, and very good. And at half-time, I thought there was only going to be one winner. I really did. I couldn't see PSV coming out and having a response to what Liverpool had shown. How wrong was I? I could not believe that performance in the second half from some of those Liverpool players. They lie down, they give up, and that is unacceptable for a Liverpool team to get beat 4-1 at home in the Champions League against a PSV. And that is why they are broke. And I think he has to make changes. He has to go back to basics, bring Robertson in, bring Joe Gomez, who's been injured, take Kirkes out, take Canati out the firing line and the heat, and just try and bring a little bit of belief back.
And Tim, Jamie Carragher has had his say this week, and he's been pretty strong on Arne Slot. He says, in his opinion, he has 1 week to save his job. You look at the games he got, West Ham away tomorrow, then Sunderland at home, and then Leeds United away. You look at last season, comes in, takes over from Klopp, wins the Premier League at the first time of asking, and then over the course of this summer, he's had to navigate himself and the squad through the loss of Diogo Jota. We haven't reached that stage already, have we, where he's got a week to save his job? Surely not.
No. On the back of what he done last season, I think we're absolutely not there. But I agree with Jamie. If we hadn't won last season and they lose the next 3 games, no one can survive as a Liverpool manager. But he's got a history of winning. Done brilliant last year. They won it at a canter. There's something not right. It's an accumulation of things, I believe. It's a new player, it's integrated him in. It's obviously the Jota factor. I think it's the main factor. I really do. I think they've all got to get together now. They really have to get their heads together. And the body language is really poor. So when they're conceding goals, I see a lot of the players, when you look around and see them throwing their arms up in the air and blaming each other, they cannot do that. The whole world is looking at them at the moment. It is disastrous, their form. But they're capable of turning it around. But they have to all get together. The manager, the coaching staff, all of the players, all of the academy, the whole... Every one of the staff at their training ground needs to be together on a siege mentality of everyone's against us. We need to turn this around. That's the only thing we can possibly do. I think they're capable of doing it. I really do. I think this year's a mulligan for him. I think they give him a free pass for this year. If they don't finish in the Champions League spot, I think by the beginning of next season he has to start flawlessly, otherwise he will get sacked.
But if they reach a point this season where we're just finishing inside the top 4 and the Champions League place with all the finances come with it as well, and they're just a club that you expect to be in the Champions League, does that then become a decision point for the owners in terms of his future?
I think they will finish in the Champions League, but you're saying if they don't finish in the Champions League, I think it's a...
If it starts to look impossible this season, if they drift away that much...
Yeah, but I don't think we'll get there. I really don't. I think it has been poor. I can't steer away from that. It has been very poor. I think he needs to, like I say, he will not... No one will be trying harder than that man to try and put it right. He won't be able to catch his breath. He will go home at night. He won't be able to sleep. You know, he will live it, and he'll know that his team are underachieving, and it's his job to make them perform. Now, I think we have to also look at him and thinking, how hard did he take the Jota news. It's all right for everyone to look at the manager and say, Gaffer, lead us. And that is his job, of course it is. But I think emotionally, he might be broke as well from the loss of Jota. I think a lot of the players will be. I think when you look at the likes of Virgil and Salah, the experienced players, and Robertson. I mean, Robertson, one of the biggest moments personally for him was qualifying for the World Cup, Scotland. But the first thing on his mind was Diogo Jota.
Yeah.
You know, so it is at the forefront of their mind. So I don't think we can underestimate the impact what that has had on the group of